need. They never pooled it and divided it up equally. There are always going to be those who have and those who don't, and the folks in between. Now remember, everything on the earth is God's. Everything. Every natural component of the material world belongs to the Creator who made it and owns it. He brought it into existence, and He is the one who will take it out of existence when He uncreates the universe. In the meantime, it is His. Now, He knows that it provides a tremendous treasure for man to use. And He goes a step further in Deuteronomy 8:18 and says, I am going to give power to people to make wealth. So God has not only created the wealth in His creation, but He is the one who, by virtue of how He has made you and me, has given us the ability to gain wealth. He's made some of us capable mentally, some of us capable physically, some of us capable relationally, at all different levels so that we can attain wealth. He has made the wealthy people able to attain wealth. He is the one who gave them the mental capacity. He is the one who creates the circumstances of life. You're born into a certain family, and that family is poor, and so that creates a certain legacy for you. You're born into a certain family, and it's rich. That creates a different legacy, but it's all in the providences of God, where you're born, to what family, in what environment. God is in control of all of those circumstances. God is still in charge, and God has ordained that the poor you will always have with you, but there is going to be a distribution of wealth. The great resources that God put in the earth, He knew they would go somewhere to someone. That's a part of it. I believe God has created the human being unique so that he can do marvelous things. Some can make music, and by it they can gain wealth. Some can paint great pictures, and by it they gain wealth. Some have minds that are mathematically capable so that they can invent things, and scientifically capable so that they can discover things and accumulate wealth. Some are tremendous at moving groups of people so they can build great corporations and empires. Those are all things within the framework of God's creative purpose as He takes what is His and distributes it among humankind according to their several and different abilities by virtue of His creation and His providence. But it's all His. In 1 Corinthians 4:7, the question is asked, and what do you have that you did not receive? And the answer is nothing. It's all God's. God distributes it, and God distributes it to whomever He will, however He desires. And that distribution is within the framework of His creative purpose and His providence. And that, in a nutshell, if you will, is why I do not accept a communistic or a highly socialistic approach to mankind's life. Because I do not believe God ever intended everybody to be the same and possess the same. I believe God has designed people very unique. Everyone is an individual, and the distribution of wealth in the providence of God and the purposes of God is scattered across humanity, and by virtue of the unique ways in which God has made men. Any more than God wanted a brown world where all the flowers were one color. So God has given this power to get wealth, and all that comes is really His. Everything is His. Everything is His. All of it is His. And He has distributed it, and listen to this, He has distributed it as a stewardship. It then becomes a test of one's morality. In itself, it's not moral. What you do with it determines that. I have in my hand a few dollars. In a very real sense, these dollars have no morality at all. But what I do with them could have significant moral implications, right? What I purchase with them, what I do with them. Now, let me remind you of a principle in 1 Timothy 6:17. A passage talking about material wealth, talking about money. And it says this, God gives us richly all things to enjoy. I think that's so practical. God gives us richly all things to enjoy. God wants you to just enjoy them. It's not wrong when you get a new couch. It's not wrong when you get a new car. It's not wrong when you take a vacation and when you go to visit with friends you love on the East Coast, or spend a little time to watch the leaves turn in the Carolinas, or you go up to the mountains to ski and enjoy your children and the beauty of God's wonderful creation. Why do you think He made a world like this? He wanted us to enjoy it. It's not wrong when you enjoy the beautiful color expressed in new clothes that you purchase. It's not in itself wrong. God has given us richness to be able to enjoy the things that He's put in His world. He's not a cosmic killjoy. He's not trying to rain on your parade. He's not a browbeating ogre who wants to cause you nothing but pain and misery. He's given you all of this ability to make wealth. He's given you all of the circumstance so that you have these things. And He knows that there is in His world a tremendous, tremendous opportunity to enjoy what He's made. And He expects you to enjoy that. And in the enjoying of it, thank Him for it. I can do that, can't you? I can thank God for the wonders and the beauty that I see. I can thank God for a comfortable chair and a comfortable place to study and do my work. I can thank God for the wonder of His creation, for a little granddaughter in a pretty dress. I can thank God for any of that. God is not selfish. And He wants you to use the money to enjoy what He's made and enjoy what He's provided. As long as you give Him the glory and as long as you don't become indulgent and self-centered. Now, I realize some of you are in the pit of debt, and you're going to have to get out over the long haul, and that's a tragedy of its own character, but you have to recognize that as a major spiritual problem and begin to deal with it. Riches can significantly obstruct spirituality, and they certainly do demonstrate where you are in your spiritual life. So the morality of money is something to consider. It is a barometer of your moral life, your spiritual life. Let me talk for a brief few moments on the love of money, the second point. The love of money. This is how we regard money. And when I say the love of money, I don't mean you take out money and say, oh, money, money, I love you, you know. The love of money simply means an inordinate attachment to it. Simply means that you are driven to attain it. 1 Timothy 6:10, the love of money is a root of all sorts of evil. The love of money is a root of all sorts of evil. You know, you're around money all the time, so it's easy to love it. I mean, it's there all the time. It is a powerful and constant part of our lives. We're never away from money matters. It's so easy to become completely enamored with money. What do you mean by that? Well, take it in the language of 1 Timothy 6:17. Instruct those who are rich in this present world. It's fine to be rich, but instruct them not to be conceited. And that is proud about their station in life, proud about their possessions, or to fix their hope on the uncertainty of riches, but on God. You know you love money when you pursue money, not God. When you can't say, Psalm 42 said, as the deer pants after the water brook, so pants my soul after thee, O God. But in all honesty, you'd have to say, as the deer pants after the water brook, so pants my soul after money. Is that what drives you? That's